Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean, Episode 32, and I am also in a hurry. I've had a weird day in terms of, sleep and scheduling. I tried to fix my sleep schedule by getting myself to wake up early, and that backfired because I went back to sleep. And now I've awakened, and I have very little time before my roommate will be here to go to the gym. Strongly considered not recording anything at all. Then I stood up and was like, well, I have to draw something every day, so I'll draw something. So I drew that, and that's Oh Weather, Where Art Thou? It's actually the poster from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, just replaced with JoJo's characters, which is great. Then I recorded, and I looked at the clock. I was like, well, I've got 20 minutes, so I'll do it. And so here we are. I'm going to be skimping on the recap here, which is probably unfortunate because the last episode was chock full of incredible stuff. We got all of the backstory of Weather and all of the backstory of Pucci. They are brothers, and through a series of undeniably tough and rough circumstances, and a series of potentially deniably, but it would be tough, immoral actions by your father Pucci, and maybe some of the other characters involved, but mostly I think by Pucci. Certainly the brunt of the cause of the thing comes down to Pucci issues. Through some circumstances, great tragedies struck amidst that family. Like a multi-layered tragedy of the family. The sibling that died that wasn't even a sibling, the stolen switched at birth thing, the drama of a romance, a switched at birth romance between brother and sister who don't know their brother and sister, and then the hiring of, unbeknownst to Pucci, a clansman to take Weather down. And with no ability to predict it, an incredibly brutal and violent act occurs, and it leads to a Romeo and Julieting double death murder-suicide situation. And a blood pact, a blood grudge, that's going to be on for a while. It's going to be Pucci or Weather, right? That's the situation that we've set up here, is these characters with Weather's memory back, if they meet in a dark alley or a lit alley, as they're about to, I think, one of them walks out, and not both of them. Which one will it be? Well, I might hope that it's Weather, but I have a feeling that, like their first big confrontation, Pucci will say something like, I am your older brother, and pull out the victory over your boy Weather Report despite all the power that he has. So here we are. Honestly and Weather are wandering through the city. Weather just got his memories back and immediately has started sensing stuff and is going after Pucci. He has a feeling that Pucci is within some very small number of meters of them, and I believe him. I trust that he's correct. We're in it for a stand battle. We're in it for an interesting stand battle, potentially, between these two characters. Maybe a near-climactic stand battle. We got a lot of episodes left, but this is the Weather Report, brother of the guy, the dude with the revenge pact, the dude who's, narratively justified in taking Pucci down, versus ya boy, the father, Pucciucci, plus extra powers. We don't know what his stand abilities are right now. He had one stand, and now he has another stand, and I don't know how that's going to work out. So, I'm excited to get into the episode. Bugs and snails are still happening. Versus is a snail man who is with us. Okay. All of our characters are driving there as fast as possible while turning into snails, hoping to get there before they turn into snails. Probably, I just thought of it, probably Weather has to lose so that the snailification stops. Shit. That probably actually just is the predictor of the thing. Unless we're going to have our climactic final fight with Pucci be all snailified, and we'll have Snail Jolene versus Snail Pucci, and they'll, slaughter all over each other. I just made that word up. No. Weather actually has to lose. Shit. No! Well, so be it. I'm sure that it will happen in the most interesting possible way, and I'm excited to see how Araki plays it. So, let's go ahead and watch ourselves episode 32 of Stone Ocean. I probably won't do the manga reading right now. I might do it later tonight. I might do it tomorrow. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to watch the episode right now. So, episode 32 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean, up and ready to go. 2 versions, picture-in-picture, video up there, linked in the description. Timer on YouTube, beep timer to count you down. Support my stupidity on Patreon. Thank you, and let's go. Good. Launch back in. Yeah, mostly. I am stuck to the ground still. Can't die. Fucking rough, man. Damn right we do. Yeah, but he's not dead, and now you have to deal with that shit. Ooh, it might be worse. So that the future continues justly, that's right. Okay, here we go. We're in for... Oh. Snails. Oh, snailer flies. You letting him drive? Wasn't Jolene driving? Eh? Yeah, they're not together. Not together. He did. He doesn't know. He can't stop the snails. I can't stop the snails. Nani? Truly. He can't. Yeah, you probably should. Oh. Well. Uh, he's serious, man. How close? Iru. Iru. Oh. Oh. Yeah, okay, that too. I'll take it. Yeah, that's good too. Yeah. No, you won't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Weather. I believe in you. I really believe in you, but I don't think you will. Idaro. E. Hmm. Now that's a good question. Irunda. The fight begins. Oh! But the snails are. How? Where? Rooftops? Sense everywhere. You should be able to feel all the air around you, right? No disruption in airflow, so he's not moving or breathing. And yet you sense him. Ah. Sealed. We'll go from both sides. Double penetration. Tag team. This one is Eiffel Tower. Sorry. Ah! Ah! What the fuck? Oh, that's a bad start to the fight, man. Is he in the snails? Once I learn how the weather works? I no longer fear touching the snail? What are you talking about? No. No. I don't even want an explanation, man. Do I get over rainbowed? What the fuck? The light of the rainbow turns you into snails. What? Oh my mo, what did the? What the fuck? It's the rainbows? Is he wearing colored contacts? Holy shit. He doesn't know. He's just pissed. You want this to continue? To be very useful to you, mother trucker. You some bitch. Oh. I refuse! Let's go, weather! Anger, baby! No! Moonwachi. Oh, what was that? Hey. Weird. Oh, hi! Oh, shit, a diver down leg? What? Oh, that's so cool! Yeah. Tag team. Oh, that was close. That was a good play. The icicle blast? That was a good play. Yeah. Yeah, no time to waste. Let's go. Something. The shining of a freaking hell. Holy snaps. It was a mirror? It was a mirror or a prism? Maybe a prism. Hoo. What? That's the wrong frame. It should be a big dick. should be a fat dong. I've seen Fight Club. Yeah, okay. How does that work in the rainbows? The instinct to become a snail? What? Ugh. Oh-ho. And so they do. What if you could strong believe against it, though? The fuck did you just say? It convinces you that you're a snail, and so you become a snails. Wait, but it works on plants. And it works, oh, it doesn't work on plants, it works on butterflies. He extracted his sight. Beautiful. Yeah, you're already snailed, bro. Fuck. Well, hell. We must all. Dude, he might succeed. What if that would be crazy. You're on the wrong side of this. You're on the wrong side of this moral brigade. Wow. What? Ow! Shit! That really hurt. Weather? Icicles? So take control of what you can. Oh. Caltrops. Oh, he's blind! Unless he's got some kind of sense that he gave himself. Good play. Let's go, Legolas boy! Crippled for life, still gonna finish the job. Let's go. Oh my god, we get the full white snake. I'm a snail! Don't call it too soon, Sweet. No, he's gonna do everything in his power to kill you. Doggo! Oh! Stealing eyes? Reminiscent of, like, Dio and fingers and necks. Ugh. Oh, just a full contact dominate person. That's bad. Of course, father. Of course. Shh. Fuck. Fuck. Unless honestly he's doing something fun here. Eh. Ooh. Ooh. Oh! Oh! Whoa, soy! Wow! That was a great trick. Let's go, Anasui. Let's go, Weather. Dude, he believes so hard. Get him. Ah! Make it count, Weather! And I will escape! No, no! He takes the hit because he doesn't give a fuck about you! Let's go, Weather! Ha ha! Woo! Locked in. Hi, buddy. Stay right there. You stay right there. But then... yeah, bring it all together, man. No. 8 minutes. Dude. End him, end him. Fuck off. I don't even care. I don't even care. Is it because you believe so hard in heaven? Oh. Oh, inside he's counting. He's just talking it through. I believe that it was for the ability to get to heaven. End it. Dude. Fantastic. Fucking don't give him any chances to think. He's gonna Perla. He's gonna say something like Perla. He's gonna stop him. No, guys, you did not just interrupt this. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, you guys. Oh my god, they interrupted the actual victory moment. Oh, the something like a screw. Yeah, they got caltropped by the things. Holy shit. What a reset. What a fate thing. What a bullshit coincidence. What a bullshit coincidence. Oh, what gravity. What fate. Motherfucker. Hold it. And information. Weather or Anasui, man. You need one of them. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, shit. Ha! Oh! Ah! What? Is he using Weather's ability? Oh. Ha. Huh? New powers. New powers. Like memories. What the fuck? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Like a facade? Like a... What? Self-confirming. You were all drawn here by fate and gravity. And really, it is you pulling up, Jolene. Motherfuck! The voice actor had fun with that. Alright, we're unsnailed. Holy shit, Weather's dead. Well... Oh man, we're no EDing it too? Oh no. Damn. Ugh. Ugh. Fuck. Damn, dude. Ah, he's so close. So close. A little bit, man. He had it. Fuck. But I would give my life for weather report. Fuck, honestly, don't say something like that. Fuck off. Ah! Oh! Oof! Ooh! Who's Disco? Whoa. That's an interesting opportunity. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. A self-sealed stand disc that's gifted to you? Whoa. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, some fucking weather's dead. God damn. One more. Wow. To fruition, indeed. Oh my god. Oh, weather, where art thou? Oh, they nailed it. Oh, they nailed it. The fight roller coaster of who's gonna win is spectacular. The moves, the actual moves being made, are insane. The fact that it's Jolene and company arriving that gives the interruption that I see as necessary for Pucci to scramble out of that bad situation. And again, his freaking perseverant counting of primes lets him stay calm in the most pivotal moment. And fate has chosen him, he says. Now, gifted with a new power, some sort of weird hallucinogenic bullshit, Pucci continues striving onward toward his ultimate goal of heaven, with thanks to weather for helping him get there. And we pile on one more body in Pucci's wake. One more on the scales of justice. You know, I caught that line in the OP about justice, and man, I hope we bring it to bear, because Pucci is he's hurting for a beating. Fuck, man. Sucks when stuff like this happens, but that was great. But that was a great episode, and it pulled that off amazingly as a spectacular climactic battle for this backstory, this many-year-long journey that Weather and Pucci have been on, that we just found out about in the last episode and in the last chapter. It all comes together here, and it really feels... Araki's so good at this, at like hope despair swapping. It really feels like Weather has a shot. But then, of course, but then where we are in the show, there's no chance. It can't be. So maybe something crazy will happen. No. Honestly's line at the end about Weather having touched him, having really like changed him, and his willingness to give himself up for someone like that, I really like. Hermes crying off to the side, I really like. The perseverance of Weather as his legs are taken from him and he continues on fighting. The cool move to use Diver Down to generate a leg for him and enable the fight to continue, I love it. Just the fact that Anasui is snailed means that he's eliminated from the fight in many ways. That Pucci... I think it's so perfectly indicative of Pucci's character and like way of doing things that he's willing to sacrifice his vision and completely put himself at a disadvantage in any sort of battle just to avoid the threat of the snails. It's like, it's exactly the sort of thing, right? That Pucci would do, is like, well, I'll just sacrifice my vision and be able to fight you anyway. It's fucking crazy. And then, of course, using the ability against everyone else and shining it at Anasui to make him snailify super fast. Hiding in the snails, not breathing, not moving. So absurd. But it's just right for Pucci. It's exactly what he would do. And it all feels like it's ticking off boxes, like fate is progressing in an unstoppable manner. And it really, the sense... So this whole time, throughout the whole season, for 30 episodes, Pucci's been like, I am fated to find heaven. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Whatever you say, sure you are. And then this shit happens, and Pucci's like, I am fated to find heaven. And I'm like, I mean, dude might be fated to find heaven. This might be the nature of the thing. Like, God might exist, and he might have been like, my child, you are the one. And I don't mean God, I don't mean Dio, I mean like an actual potent entity or some bullshit. Well, in this case, it's Hirohiko Araki, and Araki wants to write the story that Araki wants to write. So there is a god in some sense in this narrative. But seriously, it's like, yeah, okay, man, no, you're not. Yeah, there's no fate thing here. Pfft. Oh, shit, maybe there's a fate thing here. The car crashes just in the moment. Just in the moment, and he happens to have the right power right at the right time, and it's like Yoshikage Kira, who's like desperate in that moment. He's like, but this was my fate, my destiny was to do this thing, and everything is turned against me. And then Baizadusto happens. He's like, no, the arrow has chosen me again, and truly fate has decided that, like, I am destined for greatness. And this is the world that Pucci lives in, where these things keep happening to him, where they keep reaffirming to him, like, this is the path that you're on. It's the path you should be on. You should be continuing on it. And so, of course, he's going to continue on it. But will he actually succeed? Can one as entrenched and entwined in fate as he is potentially pull the plug on Pucci's overall heaven operation? Can Jolene throw a wrench into the works? Chase him down? Meet him at Cape Canaveral? Stop him before the space shuttle takes off? I don't know. And we'll have to find out next time on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. For now, I'm going to wrap it. I will be back in this video, not at this time, to read some manga, and probably will end up deeper into these same thoughts, but I'm just doing a little spiel right now because I'm going to have to call it and head to the gym. Thanks so much for watching. This was, this sucks. It sucks. It sucks. I mean, a character that you like a lot gets very dead. Rough. But if that's gonna happen, I want it to happen in the most balls out, utterly badass, over the top way possible, with powerful perseverance and fighting till the end, and like a seriously noble type of defeat. And we get that for Weather 100%. Weather gives his all and then some, right? Because like this is a grand JoJo's tradition from Zeppeli onward, is one character sacrifices themselves because of the situation and dies, but they do something to pass some piece, some little snippet of power on to the main character in order to give them a little bit of an edge in the next battles. From Caesar with the blood bubble and the band in it, and Joseph uses that himself, to Zeppeli giving him a bunch of extra Hamon power, giving Jonathan a bunch of extra Hamon power and helping him through. Characters dying to assist the main characters. To Shigechi in part 4 even. Like, he gets killed, but the fact that of his death is what sparks them moving toward Yoshikage Kira. Here, Weather is definitely eliminated and full donated JoJo's style, but he passes on his soul, his spirit, Weza Riporto, locked up in a stand desk, signed, sealed, and delivered to Jolene Cujo. And that opens up some new opportunities. Ooh, ooh. We also don't see Weather's soul ascend. I have a serious metaphysical question about that. Is that because it's in the disc? That's the question. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there. I don't know. Throw that out to you. Answer it in the comments if you'd like to. I'll see you in a bit for the manga reading. More time will have passed on this end. Thanks so much for watching. Peace. All right, welcome back. It is the next day. I did not record last night. Ended up going to the gym, coming back exhausted, and decided not to do it. So today is going to be one of the most primo days of recording, and I'm getting geared up, getting buckled in for it, because I'm going to read the chapter that we just watched of JoJo's, which means, damn, that's going to be a lot. And then comes the finale of Zeta Gundam, which is going to be the last 2 episodes back-to-back. I'm going to do them back-to-back, and we're going to finish off Zeta Gundam, and I have an expectation that it's going to be insane. So I'm ready to get my mind utterly turned inside out over the course of today, and this is where we're starting off. Usually I end up having like the traditional reaction before I do the manga reading, so I'm like warmed up and ready to go, and in this circumstance it ends up being the other way around, but that's okay. We'll just go with it. I also have not done a new drawing for today. I'm actually holding that off. I think I'm going to do a drawing after I finish Zeta Gundam and see how that goes. Just see what happens if I do that, if I let the media come into me and evoke what it evokes after the fact instead of before the fact. We'll see. So now our present drawing is still "Oh Weather, Where Art Thou?", which ended up being way too on the nose for this chapter. Man, one of the hard parts about reading this or experiencing this piece of media in 2 formats back to back is that when something hard to experience happens, we have to experience it twice, like right back to back. So it's like, oh yeah, this character that you really enjoy having around got brutally murdered in a deeply tragic and harmful and emotional way, and now you have to experience it again. and even a little kind of like more so, because one is the thing playing itself out in front of me, and I don't have any control over it. It's just happening in moment. Like, my only control over it would be to pause the anime and like, no, I don't want to watch any further. But with the manga, I'm an active participant in reading the thing, doubly so. Partly in the way that McLeod would talk about, where in reading a comic, you're creating closure between the panels, and you're building up an image of what's going on, and your brain is inherently involved in the process of reading the thing in a way that it is as well in watching a piece of anime, but like, my eyes moving from panel to panel is what generates the sense of time, as opposed to time just occurring past me as I sit there and allow it to come in. So there's that, and then I'm reading it out loud. So at least many parts of it. So I'm embodying the characters and I'm feeling the emotions, and I'm like an actor on a stage. And it's not uncommon for theatrical actors or actors in film to really get invested in the characters that they're playing. And well, I joke with it and I put like uwus after things that Pucci says and stuff. It still happens. I'm still embodying those characters and still like putting myself into their position and trying to, even just trying to get the lines right and trying to say them in a way that I think the characters might say them. It requires an exercise in empathy, or an exercise in taking yourself out of your position and putting yourself in someone else's position, and then thinking like, how would they be saying this in this moment? What are they trying to express? And so you get really connected to them when you do an exercise like this. It forces you to. And so the big tragedy that we experience happens once, happens twice, and the second time is like so much more involved and so much more in depth than the first. Yeah. All right. There's our starting philosophizing. We'll see how much more of that we get over the course of this chunk. It is cool to be recording at a different time, because sometimes I feel like, and I try to avoid doing this, but it ends up being inevitable. Sometimes I feel like either in the post discussion when I'm going through the episode, or in the secondary discussion as I go through the manga, I'll see a scene and I'll say the same thing that I said previously. And that could be okay, but I don't want to be repeating myself like that. So with a little bit of distance between the times, maybe my thought process on various scenes will be slightly different. Maybe I'll see them differently and I won't have the exact same thought about the scene. And I'll have a bit of a different perspective on it. I'm excited to read the chapter, and I'm also not excited to read the chapter because, well, it's tragic. It's so close, and it's and a tale as old as time when it comes to JoJo's. He's been doing this a few times, where we get a main character who gets pretty darn close to the thing and then has a tragic defeat, but furthers the pursuits of the main characters. But it's still this emotional roller coaster as I really root for Weather there, and it's like, man, he really has a chance, but there's no shot. There's so many episodes, Pucci's gonna make it through, so it's just, how's it gonna happen? And it ends up being really rough. It ends up being really rough. Okay, I'm gonna pour my tea. I'll keep this cut in because some people like it. Yes. Yes. Mm. It ended up being foamy because I poured it from so high. Man, that smells really grassy. Very leafy, sort of. It's just leaf juice! Yeah, I know. But it's got a very nice grassy smell. That's the Yame Gyokuro. Great tea. Dark shade-grown green tea. Just beautiful. Okay, Heavy Weather Part 9. Oh boy. Here we go. I'm going to move my keyboard a little bit closer to me so that I've got easy access to the push-up buttons. And should I do this in the other formats that I don't have to edit through it? It takes like hours. It takes so long to just go through the thing at the end and cut up all the portions where it's the like full frame versus the half frame. It takes so long. So I'm going to do it this way. And that way it doesn't record the size of it in the same way. It'll record it, it'll be smaller, and it'll just fit. But then it'll end up being weird, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. This will do. Welcome, everyone. We're here to read Heavy Weather Part 9. Snails. Snails everywhere. Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. Flip, 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 flip. Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. Snails! Bird snails. It's a bird snail flying over to eat a butterfly snail and then crashing because it's a snail. It can't fly very well. Shit. Now, there's also Jolene is associated with butterflies like all the time. So we get like a bird flying in and eating a butterfly. Meh. I don't know if that's symbolic. And we immediately start with a panel that I want to expand. Dang. Woof, woof. Slither, slither. Oh, God. Oh, it just sticks to the wall. It doesn't even... I thought it hit the wall of the house and then fell onto the floor. But no, it just sticks there because it's a freaking snail. Oh, God. No, this is horrible. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, God. Woof, woof. Slither, slither. Woof, woof. Oh, my sprained ankle is fixed. The joint used to hurt, but not anymore. Yeah, you don't have any bones. I see. Guess it could be useful for fixing joint and back pains. Becoming a snail, that is. Has medicine gone too far? New hit trend sweeping the nation. Kids are turning themselves into snails in order to avoid back pain. The solution to the sitting epidemic? Snailification. But if you don't want it to happen to you, honestly, you shouldn't touch those snails. Oh, or the rainbows either. Is this your fault, Weather? What the fuck are you doing? Kill me. Do it, honestly, nunny. Even I have no idea what's going on. In 1988, I finally remember something like this happened in the past, too. What? This seems to be happening unconsciously. I can't kill myself, but if you kill me, this stand power will probably stop. I do feel kind of bad for those who've already become snails, or there's a part of me that hates living, that feels quite good about all this. I can't stop this on my own. Man, right out the gate, I got two things to say. One is that the architecture of Weather's face in these scenes is fucking awesome. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Look at that shit up over here. Look at that shit. Look at that. That's architecture. That's freaking building. What the hell? The second thing is that Weather has this, he has remorse for what he's doing. He knows that it's wrong. He recognizes that it's wrong. He sees that it's wrong. He doesn't like causing it to people, and yet there's a part of him that does. And he admits it out loud and says, that's the reason you should kill me. Because there's a chunk of me that is not the rational person who wants to be kind to people and all that stuff, but actually hates living, myself, and also, I extend out, it's not in the text, but it seems to be there, extends that out to everybody else. Weather consciously is no, I don't want to kill people, but his unconscious is rainbows that float everywhere and turn people into snails. So you have to wonder what's really going on under the surface there. It's I am a good person, and then underneath, snails. Oh, yeah, I think it's right on psychologically. I think it really is. A horrible, tragic event, genuine malevolence and malice occurs to you. There's no reconciling it without understanding that there's genuine darkness in human nature. And when you do that, you recognize the darkness in your own human nature, because you're a human, and so this horrible event happens to you and to those that you love, and you go, wow, a person, a full person, decided to do that. And that means that somebody like me could that everything's evil. Evil exists. Everything's horrible. Life shouldn't go on. I shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. No one should be. This shit sucks. All that builds up in the underneath. And that part feels quite good about all this. So, on the surface, everything else is normal person, but underneath, snails. Malice. A karmic desire to return what's been given to you to the world, to pass that pain on. Fuck. Oh, it's so juicy. Because it's happening in so many layers, and it's such a good foil to Jolene. Because we've talked about this, right? Jolene is the opposite of this character in a lot of ways. On this, in fact, flipped direct opposite. On the outside, she is gruff and a biatch. Right? Right. She's had horrible, malevolent, malicious, bad things happen to her that are unfair. And on the deepest core of her deepest being that she exposes only when she's alone to the camera, not to her friends, but to the camera, not for props or for explanation to somebody else, alone in the disciplinary ward. Her pain turns into a desire to like move forward, to become stronger. I will turn this into I'm gonna turn this into love. Like, she consumes all that hurt and crunches it down into like stupid weird love and forgiveness and shit. Like, forgiveness toward the father that wasn't there for her. Forgiveness even toward the guy who sold her out. Like, and yet on the surface, she's all gruff. But here it's the opposite. It's the opposite. And he's rotting inside. And so he wants to die. Of course he does. Damn, man. And it's like, it's something else too. It's like, Weather feels a deep responsibility for the tragedy that occurred to Perla and to the rest of them. He feels deeply responsible for it. Like, even if it's not his fault, it's his fault in his mind. And so he feels like he's rotten within. And that spreads out. He felt like he was responsible for those actions, but couldn't stop them. And now here he is in another circumstance where people are in harm's way, and he feels responsible for it, and he doesn't feel like he can stop it. Same thing, right? Like, woof. But hey, aren't you trying to find Jolene right now? I'm only hanging around because I thought you were taking me to Jolene. You shouldn't go to Jolene right now. It'll be useless anyway. And that'll also mean that no one will be here to kill me. What the fuck are you talking about? Tell me where Jolene is, right now! All right, I'll tell you, but only after I settle my score with Pucci. He's headed this way, somewhere within a radius of 20 meters. Huh? Great use of the screen tone over top of Honestly. Like, suddenly he shrinks in, and it's like, suddenly the entire environment is the enemy. Where could Pucci be? Anywhere. Everything around you is suspicious. Suddenly you're stuck, and you're isolated, and you're chopped down, and you're, like, blocked off. It's nice. It is nice. What? He's here. Iru. The only hope I have for staying alive is to finish him off. Nani? I'm putting an end to everything. Him, and also his reasons for storing Jolene's father's and FF's memories in discs. I'm going to be the one to kill Pucci. And after I kill him, kill me. Understand? Shit! So Jolene's still alright, yeah? Fine. I still have to repay FF anyway. I'll go with you. So where the hell is the priest? North? South? Where the hell is the priest? I don't see him anywhere. Don't move. He's not coming. He's already here, within 20 meters. My diver down has already checked for him underground. All I see is snails. Are you really sure the priest is here? I'll check beyond that intersection. Don't get too close to the buildings. I'll check if he's inside them while I'm at it. Weather reporter! Cool looking tendrils of sentient smoke and cloud everywhere. Weather report's so strong, fuck. There's no disturbance in the air currents. There's nothing breathing or moving around. Inside that building and beyond it, I don't sense anyone there. Hey, so what the hell are you going on about, Weather? Is the priest really around here? Well, is he or isn't he? I don't mean it like that. This just means that bastard Pucci can anticipate my moves. He knows what Weather Report is capable of, and he's moving accordingly. He's hiding somewhere around here, making sure not to disturb the air. When he moves, it means he's moving in to attack me. What about in the car? Weather? Looks like there aren't any snails in that car. Can you sense that air inside closed spaces like that car? And all their attention is upon it. Shift. Moving toward it, shifting. Moving. And suddenly... What a crazy... It's the gutter itself... Okay, so the gutter's the spaces in between the panels, and it's the gutter itself that produces this, like, this momentum and slice. It's so amazing that you can use the fact that we'll read it the way that we're supposed to read it, right? And we can tell that there's something bad going on, and we can feel it in our peripheral vision. It's like, there's the wrong color over there. Something's bad. And then you finally get over to it. It's boom, and it's there, and bam. His leg is fucking off. It's already happened. It's done. That's so great. It puts us in the shoes of the character. Well, the shoe. Ha ha. It puts us in the shoes of the character. We feel something suspenseful in the peripheral. We really do. We get that little moment of, we'll go around. It builds, it builds, it builds. It shows and it slices and it's fucked. And we move on. Ah! Suddenly you're upside down, on your back, on the ground, and it's fucked. Anasui turns and it's already happened. These dark blue lines on the edges, like it's closing in. Vignetting, closing in, closing in, closing in. Fuck, this is great. This is great. Huh? Weather! Your ability to control the atmosphere. Ooh. Weather. He's just under there. I already know all about it. This phenomenon turning anything, man or beast, into snails. As long as I know the reason for it, I have nothing to fear. And Weather's eyes go shaky. Wow. He's in the snails, in the most dangerous place. Really just the strongest vibes of Kira standing behind the tree. You know that whole sequence in part 4 where Kira Yoshikage is standing behind the tree and Hayato is sitting there with Stray Cat in the bag and he's like, he just needs to show himself. One more inch, one more centimeter. And he goes back behind the tree further and he's just like, no, my senses are too good for this. I'm leaving. And he cuts to Hayato. He's like, he's going back behind the tree. Everything's ruined. Oh shit. That's what this feels like. It's like, we've cornered the priest. He's within 20 meters. We just need to see him and our 2 boys can beat him to shit. We got this, man. He's done for. And he goes deeper under the snails. He's like just got the sense of it. He knows how the phenomenon works and he moves in closer and strikes at exactly the right time. I love it. I love it. It's something that I've always found really great about Araki's villains. JoJo villains want to win. They actually want to win. It's something that that Matthew Colville, dungeon master and teacher of mentor of dungeon master, dungeon mentor. There you go. Hey, Dungeon Mentor is a good YouTube channel name. Somebody steal that. Somebody go steal the shit out of that. Dungeon Mentor is a great YouTube name. Dungeon Mentor Matthew Colville talks about this all the time. When you're running your bad guys, the bad guys want to win. The bad guys want to win, and if you want to run a world that has any semblance of verisimilitude in it, you need bad guys who want to win. Too often in our stories, we see bad guys who actually don't want to win. If you look at their actions as they actually do it, it's like, oh, we're the bad guys. We're going to have a big fortress full of people who all have masks, and you can't see their faces. It's like the whole list of all the evil dictator things that you do if you're an evil dictator, and they're all dumb ideas, and you don't want to win. You know, you have the hero under your thumb, and you're like, you're gonna choke the life out of them, and then you're like, no, actually, I'm gonna let you become stronger so that I can have a better battle, and we'll fight again sometime. And you let the hero go so that they can become stronger and fight you and fight you again. It's like you didn't want to win. You wanted a compelling narrative. Like, the interests of this character serve the interests of the narrative, not the other way around. And it should be the other way around. If we really want to believe in the character, we want villains who want to win. Who will do anything to get to their goals, who will be unscrupulous in their procedures, who will do what they have to. And when you run D&D villains like this, it becomes very interesting, and your characters become very surprised. They're used to or expecting, these are goblins, they are mooks, they're gonna run out, and I'm gonna be playing whack-a-mole, and it'll be great. And then the goblins drag the downed party member away and are haggling in order to, we'll give you your party member back if you get out of our village or whatever. And they're trying to win. They're setting traps in legitimate ways and sacrificing themselves in interesting ways. And they're trying to win. And Pucci is trying to fucking win. Pucci is trying to fucking win. He's not all right, our characters know that he's going to Cape Canaveral, and so next time we meet, he'll do the predictable thing, and they'll go after him in the predictable way, and they'll intercept, and it'll be, yay, we did it, heroes. No. Pucci's got his own plans continuously, and he foils the protagonist's plans continuously, and he shows up and he messes with you continuously, because and in each of those circumstances, he's usually not just there like, ha ha ha, you'll never escape this little Bond villain trap that I've set for you. And sometimes he will with like verses he did and stuff, but usually he's trying to seal the deal. He's trying to finish it, and it's only like circumstance not getting found out early on in the show. Like, he cannot get found out, and so he doesn't follow through in a way that he maybe otherwise could have acted multiple times. And now he's trying to be simultaneously extremely cautious and extremely dedicated toward his goal, and like moving forward toward the thing that he actually wants to accomplish, which in this case is dealing with weather, because he knows that weather's going to deal with him if he doesn't, finishing off this part of the tale and preventing the others from coming after him if he can. It's just like, it's so cool, because it leads to this really cool set of interactions between the characters where all the motivations clash, and you can't have motivations that genuinely feel like they clash if the villains don't feel like they're genuinely dedicated toward their goals. I feel like Cars is like that too, as a good villain. Now, the other two, AC/DC and Wamu, are a little bit weirder, because like Wamu is the Blood Knight and AC/DC's got some problems, but they're all trying to win too. Cars, however, is eyes on the fucking prize all the way through that whole series. Like, does not give a shit, going for the gold, because it's like the ultimate prize. It's immortality and victory. Nothing else touches that. To become the immortal being that he tries to become, it's all that he wants. It's so great. So I'm just impressed by how often Araki does this kind of really compelling storytelling, I think. When I took your memory from you back in 1988, I managed to find out the way I can overcome this phenomenon. Snails everywhere, freaking coming out of his neck. So he still fully has the power of Whitesnake, huh? Bastard! No way! He was hiding under that mass of snails. You, Pucci! Snails. What? The snails from the car window? What? So, you touched it. Then it's all over for you. You should have stayed out of my business and away from Jolene Cujo. You could have peacefully waited for your sentence to end, Uwu. Well, I suppose I could leave you. All of you will eventually die as snails anyway. Besides me and Weather, of course. Stand name, Heavy Weather. Stand user, Weather Report. All stats, unknown. Heavy weather alters the refraction angle of the incoming rays of the sun's light with its ability to control the weather, and creates a natural subliminal effect. Doing so affects the mental state of all organisms, and they start perceiving themselves as snails. Perhaps it is a harking back to the ancestry of all organisms, which we know all developed from snails. I don't believe that's true. First. Second, what? What? I mean, got a pretty solid background in genetics. I don't think that's how that works. Even in epigenetics, which we don't fully understand. Okay. Sure. Snails. Do we know how it happens? How's it an extension of the weather? Light makes you snails. How do you come up with this shit, man? Yoink. Alright, good. Jolene, now we've got to go find Weather and have him take out Weather's memory disk with that ability of his. But shit, this isn't good. How are we going to do it? It's a good idea. This is getting even worse. My bodies. I don't think I can even lift myself into a car. Even if we do manage to get in that car, it's friggin' filled with shell wearers. Wearers. We're going to keep on going, even if they start to eat us, Hermes. It doesn't matter if they're inside or outside of the car. Either way, it's going to find us and start eating us. I love that, Jolene. Jolene, I fucking love that shit. Whether we go forward or backward, we're gonna die, so we better go forward. I love it. It's a great way to reframe things when stuff looks hard. It's like, well, it's hard or it's hard. Man, reminiscent of the frogs scene with the bird, except it's framed similarly, but the bird is a snail. What the fuck? God damn it. How could the priest have hidden himself inside that mound of snails? And he's also controlling them. Are they going through the glass? I don't understand what's going on. No, they're shooting out. What the fuck? Snail cannon. What the hell is going on with these snails? And just Weather's bleeding out through his leg over there. Great. And Pucci's hitting the greatest pose. And Vogue. And snails. And snails. And snails. If you're going to die, Weather, I want it to be a few hours later. Ooh, I cut off your leg so you would die slowly. So that this phenomenon you created will kill everyone that stands in my way first. The one to aid me in attaining heaven, Weather. It turned out to be you. And the shell wearers are here, and the bugs are here, and Weather's just convulsing on the floor, losing blood. And he has the nerve to walk away, and our characters are just distraught. We've lost. Like, that's what it feels like. But of course, this is JoJo's, baby. We pull this shit out all the time. 3 days until the new moon. The moon? I need a break. I need a break. Nope. The moon. Okay. It will finally begin. What the green child desired. What the green child desired. The manifestation of heaven that Dio strived for within my own body. Shh. Shades of Joseph. Boing! Diver down! I phased inside him. I phased him inside. Inside of Weather's body. Weather Reporter! Yeah, and with full power, Weather Reporter is nothing to fuck with. Bam! And the gust goes through his arm. Bam! Crunch! Grab onto the priest and get him closer, Weather. The priest's stand isn't a power type. If you can keep a hold on him in close range, your stand's power is much stronger. Grab him! Don't you fucking dare let him get away! It's like last moment, man. This is it. Let's go, Weather. Glass everywhere. Shines with the bit of glass, reflects the sun upon him, gets Anasui, and makes Weather slip. Wow! Fo! What? My leg! He did it again! My diver's down's leg, too! That fucking priest controlled the snails again! What did he just do? He used a piece of glass and reflected the light? This happened in the 1930s. Upon examining a certain politician's campaign poster, they found the word sex, which was cleverly airbrushed into the photo in several different places. It was written so it would be disguised within the folds and the shadows of his skin and clothes, and it was done in such a way that glancing at it, no one would be able to see that scandalous word. But for 37 years, many people remembered that seemingly normal campaign poster. Also, during the 1957 movie Picnic, there was an experiment conducted where an image of popcorn and soft drinks was inserted into every 1/24th seconds of a shot. It's impossible to notice, of course, but when this image was repeated, that's super not impossible to notice. That's not impossible at all. 1/24th, you can totally notice. 100%. But when this image was repeated, the moviegoers started to complain about their thirst, and the movie theater's popcorn and beverage sales increased by 58%. This form of advertising persisted until the FCC finally banned it. This is what psychologists called subliminal messaging. Subliminal messaging! When things or images are portrayed on an unconscious level instead of direct transmission, when it slips into the consciousness of unsuspecting and unaware minds, it becomes a powerful underlying force that determines the actions of an individual. What the hell are you talking about? Bastard! The sun that is beating down upon us, upon this town right now. Due to the refraction angle of the sun's rays, the weather is causing a subliminal effect on the inhabitants of this town. Is there an image of snails being reflected within the sun's rays? Or maybe it's because the sun is reminding us of prehistoric instincts. Everyone is convinced that they're being turned into snails. And this deep subliminal effect affects the subject physically as well. What the hell? What is he trying to explain? This is the answer. This is Weather Report's hidden ability. In the past, when this occurred in our hometown, I saw a blind woman walking in the streets as if nothing was happening, and that's when I understood. Weather, even if I can't see, I can still sense where you are, even when I take out my ability to see. Weather Report's stand name is also Weather Report. Although its ability is primarily control of the weather, if it's within 1 to 2 meters of the enemy, it can punch opponents using a burst of strong air pressure. It can also make it rain or strike lightning at specifically designated targets. That would be good! 20 meters, lightning strikes. I've played D&D. Call Lightning is a good spell. It's quite strong. In addition, Weather Report also has hidden unconscious abilities. Yeah, such as making it rain frogs. Yeah. Now that he has his memory back, he can even control the ozone layer. Yeah. An example of this effect is his creation of a subliminal effect by changing the angle of sun rays. Anyone under the influence of this light begins to think they're being transformed into snails. Yeah, I don't know about that part, man. It's pretty straightforward. It's like, can do a bunch of stuff that's weather related, can hit people with strong air pressure, can make it rain, can strike lightning. Cool, down. Can make it rain frogs? Legitimate reported weather phenomenon. Can it control the ozone layer? Why not? Totally reasonable. Can change the angle of the sun rays? Definitely. Can turn people into snails with it. We leap. We take a leap. We just leap. It's just such a big jump. Oh, poor weather. Oh, poor weather. Snails. If you're thinking that you can avoid this effect by closing your eyes, honestly, I'm afraid that it's too late. Even in the cave underneath the hospital, there was a faint glimmer of sunlight. And besides, once one gets under the subliminal effect, even if this town becomes enveloped in night, the snails will continue to appear. We did see snails at night the first time, so makes sense. And I mean, even then, like, it's still sunlight that we're getting from the moon in a lot of ways. It makes sense. And the shell wearers will continue to eat at your flesh. That is how this climate phenomenon, this subliminal effect, works. Ha ha! Ha! Asshole. Subliminal effects are all in the mind, but humans can age faster just by willing themselves to do so. Once the heart is impacted by this effect, it doesn't matter how hard one struggles to block it out of his mind. You would understand. You're a stand user, after all. And give themselves... age faster and give themselves ulcers just by being stressed, right? If I were to start filming what's going on right now, the people of this town would only see themselves as snails, rolling in the filth that they created, thinking that that is the truth. What? What does that even mean? This phenomenon will continue, as long as weather is alive. And besides weather, you would have eventually noticed that I had taken my own ability to see. That's why I took the time to explain this ability to you. I think I'll take the other one, too, while I'm at it. Ah! Ah! I don't think you'll be standing up ever again. Ah! Down! Don't you dare act out of your lowly and insignificant feelings. Kabloosh! Humans must strive to attain heaven. The one who strives to find it will be able to lead all of mankind to it. You're merely interfering, just because I have to sacrifice the lives of a few to do so. Man, the honest in the bottom right corner, all twisted up, is rough. I feel that. I do think that the moment in the anime where he punches down and crushes Anasui's face down and prevents him from acting is more potent than this one. I don't know why. But the whole panel's chunk, 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 chunk. It's also getting more limited. So I think we get Weather's active action right after this, right? I think. No? Okay, so it's here. Domine quo vadis. Vadis. Church Latin. Vadis. Fucking Church Latin. Such bullshit with the hard vadis. You're going to be crucified. Shh. Is a painting by the Italian Baroque painter Annibale Carracci. I'm gonna go look it up. Domine quo vadis. It's Lord Y something. Where are you going? To Vadis, where goes you? Domine, Lord, where are you going? And the image is of Christ on his way to be crucified, and Peter asking him, where are you going? And he points, he tells him, I'm going to go be crucified. So that's our context for this. That's fucking interesting. Oh, no. Okay, so it's actually even more interesting. He's fleeing Rome. Peter is fleeing Rome to avoid his own crucifixion. He has a vision of Christ with the cross on his shoulder. And he asks him, where are you going? And he says, I am going to Rome to be crucified again. And Peter, after this, returns to his cross. It's denial. It's Peter's denial, because he denied Christ during the crucifixion and the passion. And so he's going to deny him again. And so he turns back to face the martyrdom. Yikes. Domine quo vadis, you're going to be crucified. So it ends up being a gross misinterpretation of it, doesn't it? But I guess what he's because he's using it to like bludgeon Honestly and say, you should just allow this. Like, you should just return to Rome to be crucified. In the same way that he said you should have just stayed in prison. Damn. Dang, man. Shing! And Weather makes a move. I really like the speed lines above the spike. See those? That are like part of the foot. It's partly the bringing the foot down, I think, but it's also, it creates this like bursting forth from the spike. Cool. Ow! What? What? Ah! Ow! Huh? Weather, this is your do-wooing, is it not? You woo did this! What are you woo doing? What are these sounds? This sound. Weather, brother, what do you think you're doing? I can control them. It's another one of Weather Report's abilities. It does not have to be fast. If I can make it, if I can just create them, the priest can't see them. He's evaporating his blood and then freezing it. Shing! He's got the priest surrounded with his blood that splattered all over the place. Weather created numerous spears. So, which one are you going to choose? You can stay blind. That's one choice. The other, well, you can choose to see what's going on with your eyes. But if you trip, it's over for you. Ah! I'm going over there right now. He did it! The priest can't get away. Will he return his own eyesight in order to run away? No, I doubt it. If he sees this light, he'll be susceptible to the snail effect. If Weather can just grab onto the priest, Whitesnake's power is nothing compared to Weather Report's. Weather's got this in the bag. Damn it, Honestly. You celebrate too soon, my guy. I anticipated that you would do something. From the moment that I told you that I wasn't able to see. That's the only reason I willingly showed myself to you. Ha! White snakey! Honestly. If I was going to kill him, I would have already done so. I can use anything as my eyes. That's how I was able to come here, after all. Honestly, may I use you as my eyes for a moment? Will you tell me what you see right now? These things that are threatening me. What is Weather do-wooing right now? Fuck, man. This shit is balls. This shit is balls. It fits perfectly with Pucci's willingness and frequency of utilizing others to reach his goals. His man. But it's some bullshit. He froze his blood and made spears all over the ground, a lot of them. 3 right behind you, 4 to your right. I see. Can you guide me out of this maze? Keep on talking. If you walk 3 steps, there are 6 more of them, so turn left. Wezza! From the moment you were born, you were cursed. Just stay still over there. Your life, no matter what you do woo, there is no salvation for you woo. Your memories should never have been returned to you. From here, head left and walk 5 steps. After that, turn to the right and you'll be out. All right. 5 steps. 5 steps. And I just realized I can see it, so I'll tell you. There's one more spear. I was looking at the ground the whole time, so I didn't notice it. It's on your shoulder. Weather's hardening the blood on your shoulder. Whoops. Too late. What? I really wanted to sell that moment and hold on to it a little bit because it's like, we're so it's victory. Yeah, you can I can taste it. It tastes salty because Pucci's all salty about losing, right? Like it tastes like it tastes so good. And fuck. No way. Weathers managed to get the priest within his range. Big brother, little brother. Big brother, little brother. Just edit now. Oh, shit. Some baller drawings. Hey, hero pose. That's, basically hero pose. Try that sometime. Try doing that sometime. It's like an extension of Seiza. I'd actually mention, like, first off, not work up to it in flexibility. Second, be careful. But that shit's great. That shit's great. Oh my god, that's the end of the chunk. It's the end of the chunk. Well, good thing I've got the next chunk. Time to get the next chunk up. Fuck, man. Fuck, Pucci. Pucci? No, whoa. What is our next chunk called? Coming to Cape Canaveral. Coming to a Cape Canaveral near you. All right. Wow. What a thing. What a thing. Do you see that? Oh my god. What a comp. What a composition. The arcing rainbow that goes back, but it's also cutting it down the middle. What the fuck? Angled clouds, angled stuff. Brrrr. All the symbols. JoJo's, chains, fish hook, hand, infinity it looks like. He's got a star on the forehead of his cap that matches the star on the forehead of Pucci. That's built out of his little like hair strands. Jolene's whole outfit is so cool; it blends into the waves behind. The swoosh of Jotaro's arm with the JoJo on it is part of the waves too. And then it swooshes up. We follow the rainbow through the hand of the one, the leg of the one, the hand of Jolene, chop, 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 chop. And it miscolors everything underneath it. Dude, this is the coolest cover. This is the coolest cover. What the fuck am I even... Araki! Hirohiko Araki, stop it. Stop it, my guy. My guy. Jesus. Okay, let's read the blurb. The editors-in-chief generally only work during the afternoon. 21 years ago, I brought my script to the Shueisha building in the middle of the morning, and I showed it to the only person who was working at that hour. This person is the very first editor-in-chief of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and their impressions and suggestions are very important to me. If I went there during the afternoon and met another editor, I would have produced a very different work. Destiny isn't founded on chance. It has its reasons. In JoJo's, it's on that point of view that one bases themselves. It doesn't have much sense scientifically, but this is how I feel. Well, that's a great statement of intent, isn't it? That's a really great statement of intent, isn't it? Destiny has reasons. That is the foundation upon which JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is based. That's what he says. Destiny has reasons. Destiny is mind, we might say from the OP for this section. Ooh. And so he writes a narrative that doesn't try to shy away from that and instead embraces it. I think a lot of authors spend a lot of time trying to remove themselves from a work, to be like, no, there's no narrative convenience here. There's no authorial intent or like flow of destiny and fate. And Araki does the exact opposite in this chunk. Dedicates himself to pursuing and exploring and expressing destiny and fate and this like the impossible, the inevitable. At Cape Canaveral. Ah! Nice. The priest's gonna fall to the ground. You, playing these petty tricks. Like hell it's a petty trick. Weather's just stronger. If the priest falls, Weather's got him. Weather's going to win. God, honestly, stop calling it. This frame has so much depth to it. From the spikes on the ground creating a vanishing horizon to the swooshes of Weather Report creating this like circular pattern in the frame. Wow. They swirl around him, whip around him. This air pressure. I have to get out of his stance range. I just have to dodge him once. If I manage to do that, Weather's stamina will have reached its limit. Get impaled by your own spears. It's no use. Weather's weakened, but he can dodge that easy. Yes, no doubt he'll dodge it. But then the direction of the air pressure will change. It's my chance to avoid Weather's attacks. Shink, 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 shink. Dedicated, determined, not gonna fuck around. Let's go, Weather. I've got you. I've finally got you. And he grabs onto him with his own fucking blood become ropes. Ugh, he didn't dodge the spears. He took it and... Weather! He used more of his blood to extend the spears and caught the priest. Now he's pulling him down. Weather's completely got the priest in his range. Such angles. We've built it so tense. Goof, 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 goof. It's over. Weather finished off the priest. Stop. Weather. In Green Dolphin Prison, I could have killed you whenever I wanted, but I thought that I could save you someday, so I left you. I merely took your memory. This isn't just an excuse. I'm not just begging for my life. It was for your own good, my brother. And it was also so I could attain the power to go to heaven. Eventually, someone must obtain the power to go to heaven. 11, 13. Stop it, Weather. Don't attempt to kill me and kill yourself. Primes. 17. You're... The kind of evil that doesn't realize that it's evil is the worst kind there is. He looks afraid. The priest, that expression of despair and fear. 23, 29. Oh! Stop it, Weather. You're wrong. You're cursed. I was the one that kept you alive. This is the end, Enrico Pucci. Crunch, crunch. Smash, bang. I just want to claw my fucking skin off. God. It's like we're right. It's perfect. It's perfect. He's right at the edge. He knows he's over. He knows this is the end for him, man. He doesn't have any hope, any chance. He still holds on and tries to stay calm. He still uses the same coping mechanism that he's used before, but it's not moving toward anything. There isn't any dialogue in him that's just like, if I can just stay calm, I'll have a way out. I'll find the way. I know that something will. I trust in fate and destiny. No, man, he's talking his way out of it the whole time. He's stalling the whole time. He's scared, man. It's desperation. It's real, true desperation in Pucci. He really has him. Weather really fucking has him. And in our well-meaning, love-based rush to get here, purely in order to stop Pucci, we enable him. Frustrating. Fucking trading. Crunch. Nutty. What? What the fuck are you doing? I thought I told you that if you pull anything weird, I was gonna kill you. No, it's not my fault. I'm your hostage, and besides, I don't want to stay like this either. I want to get better. I was driving fine. A cloud of dust just suddenly blew by. Plus, there were some spikes or something all over the ground. I didn't do it on purpose. The tire got impaled and I lost control of the car. Make him shut up, Hermes. See? You can't see shit because of the dust. He's close by. Weather and the priest, too. But there's something wrong. I can feel it. It's just like what he said. There's something all over the ground. Shh, spikes. What? What just happened? I can't believe this. It's a sign. It's a sign. Something's on my side. Fate is aiding me. It's telling me to attain heaven 3 days from now on the new moon. I would have been defeated otherwise. Do you believe in gravity? This is why you came here. Weather. Weather? Why isn't he answering me? I know he's here somewhere. The priest is moving. He's incredibly close. Did something happen because of our accident? But what the hell is going on? I have to find Weather. I have a feeling that if I don't find him now, something terrible is going to happen. It already has. Is this wind that's blowing being caused by weather? Shouldn't the priest have been turned into a snail by now? I don't know. The only thing I know is that here's here. He's here? Search for him. Wait. Jolene! I saw something. This way. I don't know if it was the priest or Weather, but he was somewhere over there. And Jolene, damn it, the wind is getting weaker. I don't know what this is supposed to mean, but my hands are kind of getting better, I think. My body's not as snail-like as before. What the hell does this mean? It means the worst thing. Go, 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 go. Pucci! Stop, Jolene. Leave him for now. Our bodies and our stands are still friggin' snails. The priest still got power and speed. We should look for Weather. If we kill the priest, we'll be able to find Weather. Stood free. I think her wrapping the strings around the car tire and using that to rev up is baller. And then using that to fling herself at max speed. Hoorah! No one will be able to pursue me now, woo-woo. You should spend the rest of your days with your family and your loved ones. It's futile to pursue me, because I will triumph over you, woo, because you and Weather have shown me the sign. It can't be. Weather? Honestly. It's no use, Jolene. This isn't the priest. The priest isn't here anymore. No one can pursue me, woo me, woo me. No one can pursue me. This ability. The priest used the strong winds as a cover to embed this in his head. I guess this is a memory of the past. The priest used this guy's ability and covered him. With the vision of the priest, you were sensing this guy and not Pucci. Versus! Plus, this was the priest's way of executing him. The snails. God damn it, he got away again! Where's Weather? Honestly? Where's Weather? You can't sense it? Where he is? You don't know? Hermes, if you knew where he was, then why didn't you do anything? Get a doctor. The doctors at the hospital must have changed back already. Jolene. The wind stopped. No. Jolene! It's all right. There's no need for you to blame yourself. It can't be. It can't be. Was it because we crashed the car? Because I came here? Yeah, but in the same way as, like, was it Weather's fault for falling in love that Perla got killed? Listen, Jolene. People have called me a murderer. The papers called me that, and I can't say I disagree with them. When people asked me if I would sacrifice myself for the sake of my family, I answered no. I'd probably answer that way now. My heart was never moved by them. But I know that I'd be willing to risk my life for something that was able to revive me. I used to be dead. Weather was that way, too. Weather came back to life when he left that prison. I can tell. So don't think too deeply about what happened to him. These past few days, weather was happy. Weather was already saved. All right. And he left proof for you. I saw it. When Whitesnake dealt Weather the final blow, looks like Weather made use of Pucci's ability. He used it to compact his stand into a disc. It might only be a fragment of his ability, but you might be able to use it. That's probably what he thought. Weather. Just one more time. I want to talk to you. One more time. In the breeze. I want to be able to speak to you. We get a double death. Weather report and verses. And Hermes cries in hiding behind the car. And our next panel, the squad is arranged and ready. Well, we did it. Feels, man. Feels like heavy weather. Thanks for coming and joining me for this manga reading and for the episode. I think it's really solid. I think it's really solid. Even, it's funny that Araki wrote what he wrote at the beginning of this chunk. Even with all the inexplicable silliness. It's like, but science has no bearing here. Yeah, well, Araki says science has no bearing here. It's more about what he feels should be happening, and so that whole set of gripes just goes out the window. When you look at it in that way, destiny is mine, fate marches along, the tragedy has a tragic ending, and the chain of being continues, but weather doesn't. Yet he contributes to the furtherance of others. That's all you can ask for. Just like FF before him, a really truly good friend sacrificing himself for the greater, for a belief, to stop something that he feels like he put in motion. He doesn't succeed, but it won't be in vain. My love to Weather Report. What a great character. He's been so cool all the way through. See you next week for whatever comes next. At Cape Canaveral, indeed. Looks like we are getting close to launch. Thanks so much for joining me for this piece of JoJo's. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you next week for more. Peace.